Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings, and I've got some new wood to make some rings out of. This is one of the original seats from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and this is a seat that was there during the Ice Bowl in 1967, one of the original seats. So come on to the shop, let's get this ready to make some rings out of. Well, this is one of the original seats from Lambeau Field. It had the wooden seats until 1969 when they replaced them with aluminum. So this seat was there in the stadium during the 1967 Ice Bowl. That was December 31st, and that was the Packers and the Cowboys, and of course it's Bart Starr and Bob Lilly and Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry. That was just that's probably one of the most notable games in the history of football, and this seat was there. So it's even got its number 23 on the seat. So we're going to go ahead and cut this guy up. Going to cut him in some little slabs, and then we're going to stabilize him in resin and get him ready to make rings out of. I've even got the little certificate of authenticity from the place that I bought it, so it is legit. Alright, so we got the wood cut up in little blanks to make the rings, and now we just need to stabilize these in the resin. So we're going to go ahead and put them in the resin, weigh them down, and then we'll put them in the vacuum chamber, and then we'll suck all the air out of them, and that's the next step. So let's get that done. Alright, everybody's in the resin. They're under the resin and held down a big piece of metal. Got them in the vacuum chamber, got the lid on it, and so now we're going to go ahead and turn on the pump and pull a vacuum, and then we'll let that sit for probably at least an hour and a half, maybe a little longer till it stops bubbling. So let's get that started. Okay, it's been about 2 hours and it's finished bubbling, and it's still under a really good vacuum. So we're going to go ahead and release the pressure. And now that this is back to normal pressure, the resin will be sucked into the wood. So we're going to let it sit for a couple hours now and let that resin seep back into that wood and take the place of that air that was sucked out or bubbled out. Alrighty, the wood's been sitting in the resin for several hours. I'm going to go ahead and take off the weights holding them down. I'm going to pull out the wood, and if you notice, big difference is now the wood doesn't float, it sinks. It stays down under the resin. So that tells you that the wood has absorbed that resin now. So this wood is more dense than water. So we're going to go ahead and put these pieces Now we're going to put the wood in the toaster oven, and I keep this toaster oven just for you doing this. Can't put any food in here anymore. That would not be good. So I'm going to go put them in here. Alrighty. For about 30 minutes. And that'll let that resin cure. That resin cures with heat. So we'll just let them bake for a while. Alrighty. Time to get out the cookies. See how they look. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, one of them cracked. That's kind of to be expected, though, that you get one that cracks at least. But the others look pretty good. And we'll take them in. Alright, they're cooling down. I'm gonna get them off the tin. But they're looking pretty good, except for that one. So I think this is gonna make some good rings. Can't wait to go ahead and make a ring out of it and see how it makes. Alright, that's the process of stabilizing the wood. There's a Lambeau Field wood from the bleachers of Lambeau Field, and we'll see what kind of rings we can make out of them. Alright, well I think we got that wood all cut up and ready to make into rings. I took that broken piece and just sort of polished up one edge to just see what it would look like in a ring. I think it's going to be really nice once it's nice and polished up, all pretty. So if you would like a ring made from Lambeau Field that's seen the Ice Bowl, from an M1 Garand, from battleship wood, from a baseball bat, I do custom rings, I do inlay rings, I do also rings that inlay of family's heirloom cloth, like grandma's apron, or grandpa's army fatigues. I can make custom inlay rings from that. Just let me know. Just check out hillcountryrings.com, and I'd love to make a ring for you. Thanks, everybody.